Morning, everybody. Welcome to Lockpod Season 9, Episode 12. Welcome back.
Is that like halfway through the season?
We're Indiana's most dangerous podcast.
I think because if we average, 20? You always know the stat. How many do we average a season?
Yeah, isn't it like mid-20s?
25.
All right, so we're midpoint.
25. Yeah.
What's wrong with you, man?
What I mean,
Tom? I don't know. You seem like are you in a bad mood?
well, we just got back from vacation. Shit. I'm like,
Wake
in
up.
here. I'm over here like thinking about the show. I mean, what makes you think I'm like planning the show?
I don't know. Just the intro 5 minutes, you weren't your usual chipper, bubbly Tom.
Well, no, I was just deep in thought. I do have resting dick face. So
What?
like,
What?
yeah, you know, women have.
What is that?
Have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
Like
No.
when I'm sitting there, like deep in thought, I look like a dick. It's just I can't help it.
Just natural? You're just naturally a dick?
It's resting dick face.
Okay.
It's a condition.
Does Marissa like mention that to you?
Oh yeah, often. She's like, "Are you mad, honey?" And I'm like, "No, honey, I'm just deep in thought. It's resting dick face."
So everyone's heard resting bitch face.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
for sure. I've heard
I
of that.
100% have
This
that.
is a
Yeah.
spin.
Jill's like,
100. That's
wow,
just
so
my
between
Jill
the two
has
of you, we have
resting
like,
bitch face. I have resting dick face.
John, I guess you and I are the only pleasant ones here.
Yeah, seems like it.
I mean,
Wow.
I'm pleasant. I just look like a dick. It's
I just don't want people to talk to me.
it
Just-
works, right?
See
I
how
just sit
grumpy
there.
I look?
If you looked like a dick, people are naturally not going to come up and say, "Hey, did you see the Cubs game yesterday?" Right?
Don't you
dick
like
face.
people coming up to you and
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I didn't want to talk to you guys this morning, so I just put on the RDF.
RDF.
Right.
If Tom
See, this
doesn't want
just-
to talk to us, this is going to be a fun
It's going to be
hour.
a wow, what an episode.
You guys just take it from here.
Just keep it quiet.
All right, let me just mute Tom here. Okay, and
Start season 9,
I am,
episode
huh?
12. This is can you give like a close up?
let me get the
Tom's
Tom.
I'm gonna
RDF.
focus. Hi. I'm gonna put on my face, my fake.
I'm gonna see
face,
the RDF.
resting
That is not how your
deep
face.
in
That's
thought.
not how you rest.
RDF. See, we got the show title right off
I
the
don't
bat.
think that's.
I think you just made that up, though.
Resting dick face. I
Yeah.
did. It's good though, isn't it?
You should put on a T-shirt.
Lockpod RDF.
RDF. Resting dick face.
Do you suffer from R.D.F.?
That would be so funny, wouldn't
What's the solution?
it? Sleep.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Kevin had RDF last night.
I was tired.
Yeah, dude. I'm doing pre-show with Kevin last night, Jill, and he's freaking like hurrying me. I'm like trying to be creative genius over here.
I wasn't
and
hurting you. I was just. You were like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm tired." I was like,
Yeah,
so-
he's like
he
drooling
was like
on his iPad.
researching one of the bits, and I was like just looking at like Dead and Company stuff. And
I know. He was like, I'm like trying to do the pre-show. He's bitching because pre-show is taking too long, and he's peppering me with extra stuff the whole time.
I was like, "Man, have you seen this logo from this
I'm like
Dead
trying
show?"
to finish the fucking show, and Kevin's like talking about other shit and bitching at the same time that we're not done yet.
I was definitely not in my usual
Agree.
focused mode, so I apologize for that.
I came up with resting dick face yesterday, even though Kevin was.
Cracked me up though.
Cold.
I made him laugh.
That was the best
cold.
part of pre-show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's why we decided.
I laughed like just naturally.
I know you guys think that's all off the top of our head, but that's a little example of pre-show, what it does for us. Resting dick face.
Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't just come up with that on the fly.
That's an example of the creative genius.
That's what I was
Goes on
talking
here.
about.
That happens right here.
See, Marissa thinks we're just
Magic.
messing around during
That's right.
pre-show. Dude, we're coming up with shit like that.
It's exhausting.
It is exhausting.
You know, somebody that I don't see in chat lately is 4-Ite. I don't know what's going on with the 4-Ite zone.
Huh.
Yeah.
Good
I
point.
haven't seen him.
He's in love, man. 4-Ite's in love, straight up.
Let's see what's going on.
I'm not trying to jinx it. I'm happy for him. And
I don't see him. He's like
in his new bow.
Is he like his new bow?
How do you say? What is a woman bow?
Bell?
Bell. I should have thought of that. Derry Bell.
Wow. On your Conestoga wagon, huh?
You're-
For
But-
it, if you're watching, give us a sign.
I know, like, or is he just
No, man.
he's resting?
Yeah, dude.
You think
he's
he's
in love?
sleeping?
I don't
Man.
think he has resting.
It's
dick
great
face
though.
right
Isn't
now.
love great? Isn't love great? Yeah, he does not have resting dick face. 4-Ite is like smiling. It's freaking gross. I come up to him. He's all like chipper. Lost like 20 pounds. I'm like, what the hell, dude?
Less 20 pounds?
Dude, he looks great.
Oh, this guy.
He's all smiling and shit.
I gotta
I'm like, get out of here, man. Where's old 4-Ite?
like nothing. Like not even in chat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Chad, is love great? Tell us.
What's love got to do?
So anyway, so you
Oh,
guys
Tina
pre-showed
Turner.
on Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
What'd
what we
you-
do. We have a show the next day. We pre-show.
Can't you know if people work on holidays, John? Or Firemen,
right.
police, firefighters, police officers,
And Lockpot.
and Lockpot pre-show.
Port Authority.
Port Authority, right? Absolutely.
Did
What were
you
you
just
doing this
compare pre-show to being a police
No.
officer?
Yes, we did. It's very similar. Dude,
Long way
resting
from
dick
that.
face came from hard work. That just doesn't happen naturally, okay, John? What were you doing yesterday, Joe?
Working.
For what?
Oh,
We work on the holidays.
Oh, like, I'm trying to think. There was nothing going on, though, right?
We have to work on the holidays.
Well, like where I was. Okay, but I mean, you didn't have an event or anything.
No, they're starting to set up for Leon's, but
Oh,
that's
triathlon
true. I
next
saw Leon
weekend.
yesterday. Yeah, I was there.
Leon.
I was with him. I'm going to do the sprint, by the way. I
Nice.
decided. Yeah, what the hell?
you're in.
Yeah, I figure I could do the sprint easy, and it's good training. The water's going to be ice freaking cold, though, man.
You know, I wonder though. This week's gonna be a warm week.
Yeah,
it's
this
gonna
week,
help.
finally. It's
Yeah.
going to help, but it's going to finally get warm.
It's always
this
the same
week.
weekend.
Dude, it's a big-ass lake.
How
we're
cold
jumping
was
in.
it when you did it the last couple
Probably
times?
74, something like that, which is not warm, by the way.
Mm-mm.
That is not warm. It's
Not
going to be in
warm
the
water.
60s this time.
I will dip my toe in and report back on Friday.
And
I have
that's
to, for the, I'm going to have a wetsuit, full wetsuit, and for the sprint, I do 500 yards. That's not horrible. I could do that in probably 10 minutes. So,
off you go.
yeah, I'm in. I'm
That's
gonna
awesome.
do it. And then after that, it's easy. It's a
12 mile ride,
back,
bike.
and then a 5K. So it's
Off
easy.
you go, man.
That
Hopefully it'll
sounds
be nice
awful.
weather. What's the
The
weather?
awful thing is the full
The run.
The whole thing sounds awful.
It's fun. I like it.
What is the weather looking like? Like
Hot.
80s? Hot. Okay.
Hot.
So you'll get off early though, right?
It's great.
So it'll still be.
Yeah,
It'll be hot for the run.
yeah, but still, I run in heat all the time.
All
so,
right.
Yeah. Hey, so Memorial Day, what'd you do, Kev? That made you so grumpy last night.
I spent about 15 hours working on a issue in my yard.
You didn't sleep.
No, I was up early and
I'm telling you,
in
like-
my
Kevin
yard.
never sleeps.
I agree,
though.
Joe. What I witnessed last night was an accumulation of days of non-sleeping.
Yeah,
it wasn't just yesterday thing.
It's like 7 a.m. to 5 both days in the yard working
Yeah,
on something.
I can see
stuff.
that.
Yeah, so I
Wow.
was tired.
Yeah. He was drooling on his iPad, and
Just
like,
about.
And by the way,
Is that the
Kevin,
one you're trying to give me with this drool?
Yes,
no,
yes.
no, we are going to give you that. But yeah, it was very like distracting. I
It was,
like,
but you know what? I got a lot of work done in the yard. Now I'm kind of pissed because the repair may not have taken. So
by the
a
way,
little more
like
time.
we came up with a good bit about Taylor. We're going to do Taylor Swift.
Yes,
bit.
we're going to talk about Taylor Swift. We're going
Right.
to talk about what's going on in Texas, which is kind of crazy. Lindsey Graham has an arrest warrant for him. All kinds of good stuff.
See,
today.
like that's what good podcasts do. They like preview the show. I've noticed that we never do that, which
How-
makes us not a good podcast. I mean, let's be honest.
You know, we I know in the past as a veteran, you know, you've talked about Memorial Day, and I know you always go to the Memorial Day parade.
Yeah,
which you
North
did
Hammond.
yesterday, right?
Right.
Was it good?
It was good. It was a big crowd. I mean, the weather where we live, everybody. Yesterday was about as perfect as the weather gets.
That cottonwood was a killer.
Oh yeah, no, that this time of year is rough on allergies.
Killer.
But the weather, Joe, it was
been
like what,
gorgeous.
77?
It's been gorgeous.
Not
all
humid
weekend.
at all. And
Yeah.
then like we're in the time of year where the mornings are cold, like in the high 50s, and the night in the afternoons, and nobody needs air conditioner this time of year, which
It's
is
perfect.
unusual for us.
Yeah, it's been perfect. Like
perfect.
Like
Yeah.
I said, I was in the yard all
Literally.
weekend. Wasn't like crazy sweaty. You know what I mean? Like wasn't like
So
oh my
you
God,
worked
it's so
on
hot.
something all weekend and it didn't take?
Well, I thought it did yesterday. When I went to bed yesterday, I was like, "This is awesome."
What are you talking about?
It's
Is this
a
like a tree?
sprinkler issue.
Is that a
Sprinkler
tree?
issue.
What
yeah.
are you working on that for?
Yeah, I feel like you can pay.
Thank you,
somebody.
Tom.
What the
No.
fuck is
You
that?
can't. You can. But it was like a long lead time, and I wanted to fix this. And I was like, I'm going to work on this. So we worked on it.
So many think at Kevin's status, he's going to hire people. to
No,
work
I
in his
generally
lawn.
would. For
He does
this
not. He
issue.
is a man of the people.
Not.
There is certain things I'll do, and there's certain things I will not. I'm not working.
I
on my
wanted to
sprinkler
take.
system.
I wanted to take this on.
You had to like dig.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
If I
I've
said
never done
no.
it before.
no, if there's a shovel involved, the only time I touch a shovel is when we break ground.
Now I'm kind of like pissed.
With
but-
your
well,
gloves on?
And maybe we.
And
maybe
I make the
should've
same
because
joke
it
every time.
didn't take.
I'm like, what do I, every time I go, I look so natural with a shovel. I know.
You know how I can tell you worked in the yard,
true.
Kevin, for
Yeah.
2 days, for 15 hours each day?
Your bulgy biceps.
Look at your guns, dude. Yes.
no,
Look
they're-
at those. Let me go to the
It must
Kevin
be
cam
the
here.
you roll
I
your
don't have.
sleeves
I've
up?
never had guns in my life.
Look at those biceps, chat.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, man.
Not much.
He's jacked.
Not much going on
Dang.
there.
Yeah.
Need to get to the gym.
I met some lock powders on the route, guys.
Nice.
We need to like
Identify.
yeah. He comes up. He's like, we listen to the show every week.
Wow.
He lives in North Hammond. Great guy. Listen to the show every week. We listen in a shop, and all the guys love the show.
That is awesome.
I'm like, hell yeah.
That'll put a smile on your face.
Yeah, and
There
then I was
goes
thinking to
resting dick
myself-
face right off.
The resting dick face was not on
On the
because
parade?
I was like full fake Tom.
Oh, yeah.
Full fake.
He
I was
was
in a
on.
parade.
He was
It's
in like
not fake.
shaking
You
hands.
like it.
kissing
That'll get the
babies
dick
low.
right off your face.
Jesus,
This is your this is your fault. You did this to yourself.
we need a identifier when we meet a lock potter.
I think
Because he
Lockpotter.
came up and he said, "I'm a lock potter," and I was like,
like
"That's
that.
cool," but it's not. There's like because Howard Stern has like Baba Booey, Baba Booey. You say that and it speaks its own term. So we need something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like it's weird when somebody like you have to go through like multiple sentences. It'd be just easier if you were just like Baba Booey.
Okay,
You're
or a
like
hand
my man,
sign.
right?
Or a hand sign.
Woohoo, woohoo, you know, something like that.
Like
What's
a gang
Phil always
sign, you're
do?
saying?
Caw.
Yeah, something
Like a gang sign.
Yeah.
Let's start thinking about this, audience in chat. We need some type of sign
What if you never hear it?
What if they just make the train
You will.
noise?
You will. What's that?
What if they just make the train noise? Like
Like a train.
Like loco. Yeah.
yeah.
Caca's not
Locomotive.
horrible.
Yeah, but it's used.
Baba.
Very used.
Or the
Caca's
mailbag.
used? Huh?
Mailbag noise. Mailbag noise.
Oh.
Pop their lips.
Band-
Is that
Banjo.
not a big? How do you can't even
John
hear that?
wants
John,
everybody around
from
the
a
room.
distance. Like how, John? How far would we? Like,
Then what do you do if COVID kicks back in?
well, I mean, like, how could you even hear that?
You'd
I
have to
know.
get up right in each other's face.
No one could hear that.
Yeah, and then they're spitting on me. I don't want that.
All right, hey, I'm just spitballing, man. All right.
Speaking of spitting,
Not everything's gonna stick.
That's right. Spitting will.
All right, we need some
Mailbag
type of
sound.
signal. To mail.
was the best one.
This is the stupidest idea I've ever heard in my life. Fucking
I
mail-
just think it would be impossible to hear a distance.
turn my shit off again. So you put your
I
mask
think
on.
I
you-
heard somebody in the mail would do the mailbag sound. I think I did.
This guy came up and started like mumbling to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was saying.
Or he's
he was
having a
moving his
stroke.
lips a lot.
All right, let's move on.
All
What's
right,
the
let's
next
move on.
segment, dude?
Hey, by the way, you know Taylor Swift's coming to Chicago.
Yawn.
I do know this because I don't know how this ended up on my Twitter
Radar?
feed. My Twitter feed. I'm not on Twitter because I was kicked off. On my TikTok feed, I'm a big TikTok person now because I got freaking blocked by Elon Musk.
That needs to be fixed.
Fuck him.
Do you
Wow.
even care at this point?
I'm pretty used to not being on Twitter.
Yeah.
Which is
I'm
too
on
bad.
TikTok, but I'm on TikTok, and now all of a sudden Taylor Swift is on everything that I look at. It's crazy. So I
She's the
researched
biggest artist.
right now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
No doubt.
100%.
The question is, Jill, who is she? Who's bigger than Taylor Swift? And I'm talking like in my lifetime. Like, first off, I did a little. She has 3 upcoming shows in Chicago. Everybody knows she's on the Eras tour. Eras, depending on EREAS. Eras tour.
Eras
ERAS.
tour.
Yeah, Eras tour. But
You're a, I don't know.
they're sold out. Like sold out. And
Well, like instantaneously sold out. Like
Right.
boom.
Oh, I was one of the angry people trying to get in the queue to buy
Oh.
tickets.
so
Wait, so
really,
what
you're a
are
Swiftie.
original
it was
Jill's
a
a Swiftie.
clusterfuck.
You're a Swiftie.
Oh, she's.
Did you get any
I
tickets?
think no, fuck no, I didn't get. I didn't even get.
You should
to
ask
the point
Papa.
where.
What?
Yeah.
Let me ask this. Jill, what were,
Lockpod paid for. Lockpod will get you a ticket.
Oh yeah,
Just talk
Kevin,
to
we
her.
have money in the account, right?
That's right.
no,
Yeah.
we spent it all on the Dead Show.
We don't have enough to get Taylor Swift tickets.
Jill, what were original tickets
Mushrooms
supposed
aren't
to be?
cheap.
Like, if you would have gotten one, if you would have gotten one at the,
Because I'm gonna get the cheap ones because I'm a cheap.
That's fine,
lock.
but
The
what-
cheap ones are like
But
$3.
what were they?
Yeah, no, they were originally. I think they were like $100 or $200.
okay, originally.
Originally, but you couldn't even get online through Ticketmaster to like. You had to wait in this 3-hour queue before you could even get on the Ticketmaster site, and then if you were lucky enough to be able to click on tickets to put them in your cart, then they magically disappear. It was a
Oh my God.
clusterfuck.
Oh my God. Yeah, I remember reading about that. That was a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then the interesting thing about Taylor Swift fans is usually when people buy tickets, they turn around and they put them up for sale. I heard an interesting stat that said that less than 2% of all the tickets that were bought in the initial purchase are for sale now.
Well, I guess a couple things I would say about
Isn't that
that is number
incredible?
one, Taylor Swift's got to be happy because they went to fans,
Okay, so the
And number
fans
two, the
are getting
parents-
the
and
the
they're
cheap
not-
tickets that Jill's talking about,
and they're not selling them.
and they're not selling them,
But-
which does what to the resale market?
Makes it go up because demand's high and
So
supply
you got
is low.
if you got 1 or 2% of the total tickets that are available, and everybody in America wants to go see this show, they're bidding these tickets up to ridiculous prices.
well, like a lot of times, like, I'm sure you do this too. Like, I rarely get my tickets in time for at
No,
the
I don't
beginning.
even. I never.
Right, so I'm always
never
on
do.
StubHub.
I don't even
like-
do it. I'm a season ticket holder for the Cubs. I don't even do it through them. It's like
Wow.
they give you special codes.
Yeah.
I could get a face value for the Dead show, and I didn't do it because I'm so damn lazy. So now I'm going to pay a whole bunch of money for each show to go.
But so
I could have got him face value.
in this case, you couldn't do that. Like if you weren't on it right away and you were a fan,
Like
chances
Joe.
are you're at 1 or 2% of the tickets that are available. And of course, the prices are sky high and out of reach for just about anybody in America.
So
I mean,
right now, I did Friday night at Soldier Field. Soldier Field. Let's talk about capacity. How many people could you put on the field of Soldier Field?
the field.
She has a big ass stage,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
still,
yeah.
I bet you could
10,000.
I think you can do more than that. Soldier Field's bigger than Festival of Lakes, and we put 20,000 in Festival of Lakes, Kevin. I think you're probably at least 15,000 on the field.
Okay.
I'm just spitballing.
All right, fair enough.
And then the entire stadium, except for the back end zone.
Right, 60.
But by the way, they're selling back end zone seats. They call them obstructed
Wow.
view, and you're literally behind the stage. You can't see shit.
They're selling the whole stadium,
The whole stadium.
and those are
People
not
buy
available?
the You want to see how much? Oh, I was going to click on it. The seats behind the stage where you can't see anything are in the thousands.
Come on.
You can't even see her. You're behind. She did a song in one of her stadium shops where she peeked around and waved to the people in the back. That's all they saw over the whole show, and they paid thousands of dollars each to sit
Wow.
behind the stage.
Maybe they have a video screen back there.
There's probably a screen back there.
Yeah, they have screens for
Yeah.
sure, and you're in the stadium
can
instead
hear
of
it.
standing
Yeah,
outside,
sure.
right? How about this? So row 24 on the field, which is fairly.
Oh, so they don't have a pit.
You're
It's
not
just
even-
all seats.
This is on the field. It's Soldier Field. You're as far from Taylor Swift as you could be on the field.
Wait, so is there any pit or is it just seats?
It's a pit. It's seated pit. You have a space on the field.
But there's no dance
It's not
area.
GA.
It's just all-
no,
it's all
seated.
seated.
It's
Okay.
all seated.
All right.
Okay. The row T is you can't be further away from Taylor Swift
On the field.
You're on the field below her, but you're as far away as you could be. Okay.
So some seats in the stadium are closer.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Some seats in the field are closer, but row 24. It's you're basically at the restroom
All right.
on the field. $2,394.
Whoa.
Okay.
I believe that.
How about this? Okay, you want to get closer to Taylor on the field. So row C is where one of the little diamonds pop
Row
out.
C.
Row C is you're 8 rows from Taylor Swift.
Okay.
You're literally going to see her. You're
That's
going to
a-
get good pictures of her and all that.
That's a really nice seat.
This is per seat. $4,446
Holy.
per seat. So you want to take your wife out? You want to take your husband out?
$8 grand.
$9,000 plus fees.
Plus fees, 10
Fees,
grand.
as we learned at
Parking,
that show.
food.
Fees for
Beer's $25.
Yeah, man.
You better eat before you go.
At that
Yeah,
point,
right?
though, what's a couple $100 if you
Yeah.
just spend 10 grand?
You're spending 10 grand to go to one concert.
What's
So
what's a pretzel?
So this leads into my next bit. Okay, so Taylor Swift's concerts are hours long. All right, and it's a set show outside of. I think I did a lot of research on her last night. Her show, it's 44 songs. Every song is similar except for 2. Each show has 2 unique songs. Okay, so you could go to Chicago.
Like the bonus ones or something. They're
Yeah.
calling it. Yeah.
Right. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday show at Chicago will be similar. 42 out of the 44 songs, except for 2 songs that are unique to each show. Right.
So you only have to go to one show, basically. If you
Right.
You see 44 songs.
You're going to see
2
42 of
different
the same
ones.
songs.
Okay, fair
right.
enough.
All right. 3 hours long. She does not stop the show. Multiple TikToks of her. Well, before we get into this,
Well, that's kind of a difference, right? Because we talk about going to Dead shows and different Dead shows. Dead are different every night.
every night's different than the Dead.
And so in that sense, you'd be like, oh, I want to go to another one because it's going to be different than the
Right.
show I saw before.
They'll repeat
Taylor
songs.
Swift-
They used to not repeat songs on the tour, but now they repeat songs.
Yeah, but Taylor-
they'll play in Philadelphia and Chicago. They'll repeat songs, between
But
the
rarely
cities.
night to night will they repeat
Never.
songs.
In Chicago, if you're going to see them on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, although they're not playing 3 nights, they will never repeat one song.
Right.
You'll see if they play Ripple on Friday night, you'll never hear it the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, whereas Taylor Swift, it sounds like it's the
She'll
same.
play Ripple each night, although
Correct.
she doesn't play Ripple.
If she did.
That would be interesting.
That's a
though.
bonus song.
I would
Oh,
love
a
that.
secret
I would
song.
geek the freaking hell out. Interesting facts about Taylor Swift. She makes $9 million each stop of the Eras tour.
Each stop. So does that mean in Chicago if she has 3 shows?
No. Excuse me. Each stop of the Eras tour. It says, yeah.
All right, so if she's
So
in LA
Chicago,
for 3
she
nights,
gets-
$9 million.
I don't think so. I think that meant each concert.
That sounds a lot.
I
how could
agree.
you
It sounds a lot.
80,000?
So does $8,000 for a ticket.
Well, but she's not getting that. She's getting face
Agree.
value.
Agree.
So it's hard to. And
Says
if they were
each
going
stop.
for 8,
She makes an estimated $9 million for each stop at the Eras tour. It's a lot. Her net worth in 2022. This is before Eras began. $570 million.
damn.
So Taylor Swift's a billionaire.
she's single.
Yeah, she is. You're not. That's unfortunate for you.
I'm not saying I was going to.
I think Taylor Swift would totally.
I'm just
she would
saying
be
she's
totally
single.
into you if it. Yeah,
I doubt
she
that.
doesn't date married men. No, I
I don't
read
think
that.
she'd be into me.
It was part of. I think so.
She's got her eye on somebody
You're
else
charming,
right
Kevin.
now. Actually,
You're charming, Kevin
the guy
Smith.
she's dating, John and I went to the show.
Yeah.
Really?
The
It could have been you.
1975 show, yeah.
It could have been you.
Nah.
Yeah.
No, too old for her.
She plays through pouring rainstorms.
Oh, that's so nice of her, making $9 million a show to play in the rain.
Show
God, woe is her.
I saw Springsteen in the rain.
Okay, click on a couple of those TikToks, John.
Yeah.
Like you guys can't see this, so we'll explain.
Just imagine
Look at
it's
that!
raining.
The rain is freaking downpoured. That's in Gillette Stadium.
Wait,
Dude, she's making $9 million a show.
What's the
Dude,
choice?
it could have been lightning. I'd stand out there for $9 million.
Well, that's
but,
what I'm
like,
saying.
Yes.
Artists don't do that, guys. They
They
don't
don't?
do that.
No.
They don't make $9 million though.
Look
They
at
don't
that.
do that.
Look at this one.
This is her.
This is what professionals look like. Give me a break, dude.
She's a badass, dude.
I mean, all she's
Why is she a badass?
All she's doing
making
is singing
$9
in the
million
rain.
a
I love the
show.
fact that John is pissing off the Swifties. I love this because you're gonna get run out of town now. Like,
Why is she a hero for this?
because she
Oh,
didn't kill
God.
the show, John.
Why would you? You're making $9 million a show.
I know. That's true.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm torn on Taylor Swift because, like, so a lot of her albums are produced by Jack Antonoff, who I love. The Bleachers, fun.
Uh huh.
She's dating Matt Healy in 1975. I've always liked the 1975. Kevin and
Right.
I went to one of their shows, but I just don't think like when you compare her to like Michael Jackson, Elvis. Come on, man.
Who's she?
Come on.
Is she bigger than Madonna?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I agree.
I read
in their
something-
heydays?
Yes.
Yes.
In the heyday.
Yes, in their
I mean,
heyday.
yeah.
And
Well,
Madonna,
they're like similar,
Yeah.
right?
and Madonna was a giant.
when Madonna was,
She was a
on top,
giant.
I've
you
seen
guys
Madonna.
don't. You guys probably
Are
don't
you ready?
appreciate.
Because you're going to get pissed when I say this.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Beatles level.
no,
Beatles.
I don't know if you could say that yet. I'm saying.
not a group.
I can understand
Solo-
why you say it, Joe. I can understand why
you
you
gotta
say
compare
it.
solo singers. That's why I like Elvis, Madonna comparisons.
Michael Jackson.
Come on,
just-
man.
I mean, top of the pop world currently.
Wait, what do you mean? Like
I think
popularity?
Yes, popularity. I'm not saying, great.
Popular. If you're saying she's as popular as Michael Jackson, I think that's a big ass statement because Michael
Yeah, it
Jackson is a freaking hero.
Madonna. Same. I think Madonna at her
Michael
top
Jackson was bigger
similar.
than Michael Jackson's more popular than Madonna, though, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would say
Okay.
Michael Jackson's probably still more popular than.
I personally wouldn't say Beatles yet.
No,
Yeah,
I just
she
can't
has to
compare
keep going for another like 5 years at this level.
5 years. That's it.
Dude, the Beatles were freaking.
Yeah,
the
but
Beatles
they're
were
a
an era.
group. They're
the
like-
Beatles were a whole
They're
decade.
timeless.
Dude.
What you have to do is say, is
Right.
Taylor Swift
Agree
still
with you.
relevant in
Agree
50
with you.
years?
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
I don't see a lot of these songs lasting like the Beatles.
I don't know any
songs.
of her songs,
I just don't
so
see it.
I don't know any of her. I know
that's
now.
a problem.
It's
Ton
me.
of songs.
I know that song because I watch TikTok all the time. right?
Awesome. That was awesome.
Thank you. Was that good, Joe?
It's so good.
It's me. Hi,
Keep going.
I'm the
Don't
problem.
stop.
It's me. Was that accurate?
I think this is that song.
I'm impressed you know the words.
I watched
Let's see
He
TikTok.
has
how
no
well
choice.
Tom
It
did.
shows up on his TikTok feed every single second.
You killed that. You
Thank you.
nailed it.
Dude, I could
Wow.
go on the road.
Are you going to open for her?
9
I
million.
would. I would.
9 million.
I would just ask for a measly
Would she be like, well,
20 grand a night.
Tom, I was going to take you on the road, but this resting dick face issue is,
Resting dick. You're gonna have to
is
get over resting
problematic.
dick face. You look like you're a dick all the time.
All right, let's do some ads. Let's come back. We got some stuff. to
Welcome
talk
back
about.
from the break. So by the way,
But I hope I didn't offend Jill. By the way,
this leads me to the
I was kind
conclusion.
of going hard on.
I think
like that.
Taylor Swift is the modern day version of Elvis. That's what I think.
Come on. I can't even believe that came out of your mouth.
It did.
Elvis?
Yes.
Tom's
Why
like,
not?
I think
Elvis?
Tom's, I think,
Yes.
Why not?
Yes.
God. Elvis was
No,
God.
I didn't say God. I didn't say God. I said Elvis.
Tom's TikTok is impacting him. Like he's like, oh, Taylor Swift again. She must be huge. Taylor Swift again. Why is it on my feed again?
Dude, watch
I've never
some
seen a
Elvis.
concert ticket going for $10,000 for like people buying them. I've never
what's
seen that.
10,000?
10,000's a lot. Oh, you're saying inflation's
You
fucking
told me it was
everything up?
4,400.
No, dude. Like there's a ticket right here. Row C, $12,000. Row 3,
Well, that's just
$8,000.
That's just somebody
Row 20
trying to, whether they sell for that.
This C. Oh my god.
It was like John putting his dead
All right,
ticket
man.
on the market for $5,000. Nobody
Right.
bought it.
Right. All right, you're right.
Yeah.
I think I'm on the right side of history on this one. Jill and I are on the right side of history on this one.
We have to wait till we're 90 because we have to see if Taylor
No.
Swift songs are still relevant.
I don't have to wait
And
until I'm
Elvis,
90.
Elvis songs still are.
Man, Chad is
Are they?
getting in here.
Elvis songs?
Yeah,
I
they're-
don't freaking.
When's
Last
the
time
last time you heard
last time I
Elvis on
listened
Oh
to
my
an Elvis
God,
song,
they are ripping you for
Yeah.
saying they're Beatles level.
Yeah.
I didn't say they're a Beatles level.
I did.
I said
No,
you have to wait.
Possibly.
Even Elvis, they're saying, "Are you?"
I don't give
freaking-
it. I don't give a shit. So,
Back to resting dick face.
Yeah, here we
All right,
go.
here we go. Let's read some ads.
Dude, Elvis is the king. Dude,
Rogers
watch
Roofing.
some Elvis clips, man. There's
Rogers
no
Roofing.
one like him.
all right, John. Maybe you're. All right, Rogers Roofing. When you want the best for your home and family, trust the best in the business, Rogers Roofing. Rogers Roofing has transformed homes in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland for more than 54 years, providing quality roofing, siding, gutters, and windows, all backed by the best warranties in the industry. To learn more and to schedule your free consultation, visit rogersroofing.com or call 219-933-9145 today. That's 219-933-9145. That's rogersroofing.com. And remember, at Rogers Roofing, excellence is expected every time.
Ku Klux Law. Are you facing legal challenges and you don't know where to turn? Look no further than Ku Klux Law, your trusted source for legal advice in Indiana and Illinois. Do you need representation buying or selling real estate? Call Ku Klux Law. Do you need help forming your business? Call Ku Klux Law. Did you get injured in a car crash or at your job? Call Ku Klux Law. No matter what your legal issue is, call Ku Klux Law at 219-671-6347 for a free consultation. Hablamos Español.
Misprint Printing. Misprint specializes in delivering the highest quality signs and printing on time and under budget. Misprint's experience and technology allows them to offer custom, commercial, on-demand printing and sign solutions. Rick Baltenberger and his team have served Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana for over 30 years. They have 2 convenient locations to serve you in Munster and Hammond.
Prestonmer Insurance Agency. The Ron J. Prestonmer Insurance Agency has been located for decades right on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all your insurance needs. They specialize in a wide variety of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Prestonmer Agency serves over 1,000 people and businesses in all the Chicagoland and the Midwest area. Call Ron, Ronnie, or Michael at 219-844-0103.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard in Mexican cuisine throughout the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón.
Hey, Lisa in chat just followed you on TikTok, Tom.
Nice. Thank you, Lisa.
you
Appreciate
go.
it. Hey, we got a story that I met this lady when I was campaigning for U.S. Senate, Dr. Caitlin Bernard, isn't it, Kevin?
Yes.
Yeah, it's spelled wrong. I'm sorry. But Dr. Caitlin Bernard, for those of you that remember this story, this is Dr. Bernard, right after Roe versus Wade was overturned, which is about a year ago. Dr. Bernard, immediately after, there was a period of time where in Indiana, abortion was still legal.
Still is.
But in Ohio, because of a pending appeal. Yep. But in Ohio, they had a law that reverted back to like an 1800s law, right?
Correct.
So immediately after Roe versus Wade was overturned in Ohio, you could not get this procedure done, right?
That's correct.
Could you explain from there, Kev?
Sure. I mean, one of the things that happened post Roe versus Wade, and you go back to, if you listen to season 7 and 8 during the campaign, especially, Tom was very, very busy and vocal at different abortion rights rallies and things like that. I mean, you were all over the state. And one of the things that happened was Dr. Bernard was at a rally, and she mentioned the fact that she performed an abortion on a person that was young and gave the gestational age, and I believe said that she was a victim of a crime, I believe.
It was
Yeah, it was so
incest, right?
It was a 10-year-old rape. 10-year-old
rape,
rape victim, right?
Right.
And so those things, and then then Rokita, General Rokita, our Attorney General here in Indiana, decided that he was going to go after her and went on Fox News and basically just ripped her a new one and said she doesn't deserve to be practicing medicine.
But for those that aren't familiar, we talk about General Rokita. He's the Indiana Attorney General a lot on this show. He's from the region where we're from. He's also
very Trump aligned,
Trumpy, like publicity hound, right?
Yep.
He's always trying to figure out how to use the office of Attorney General to increase his profile. It's not necessarily about doing a good job as AG for him. It's about exploding issues so that he becomes popular and you could find him on Fox News. That's really what he's all about. And he's fake as they come, in my opinion. He knows I feel that way, and we're still nice to each other when we see each other, but this guy is really...
It just always seems to me that he's got his agenda and he's going to push it as hard
Do you agree with my
and as
statement,
fast
though?
as he can. I think what I would say about your statement is that it seems like Todd Rokita has found a lane in the kind of the Trump, like you said, Trumpy. He's got this lane now. He never was. I mean, he always had his own issues. Like he had his issues with his party, his own party, for years. Like they redistricted him out of his congressional seat one time.
Remember why?
Because he wanted to do actually a
Redistricting
redistricting
reform.
plan that actually was pretty good in my opinion.
When he was Secretary of State, he came out with a redistricting reform that Democrats are trying to get passed.
Yeah.
It was his proposal.
Yeah.
Because it made sense. He was an idealistic, young Secretary of State. They wanted more people to vote.
I liked that.
Pre-Trump stuff.
It really was.
And then when Trump came around, he
took
completely changed.
Yeah, he just found a lane, I think, and he found that like base of support, and he's gone that way with immigration, with abortion,
China.
and with China. Yeah, exactly. He
TikTok.
took on TikTok. So he's got all
He's
these.
that guy.
Yeah, he's that guy. Right, exactly right, and that's his lane.
He's the guy that watches Fox News and tries to figure out his next move based on what he sees on Fox News so that he could get Fox News Nation fired up and behind him.
He
And
was very
He
critical
wants
of
to
the
be governor.
governor.
He wants to be governor one day. He's not running right now because he knows, Bond's going to sell finance.
Yep, and he and current Governor Holcomb have not seen eye to eye. They've sued each other. I mean, it's definitely that way. And with this Caitlin Bernard
So
thing,
he's like hanging out as AG. He likes it. He's gonna hang for a while too.
yeah. So after General Rokita filed a complaint against Dr. Bernard to say that she was unfit to practice medicine, which was unbelievable that was one of the allegations.
Because she performed reproductive care on a 10-year-old rape victim. Legally. What did she do wrong though, Kevin?
According to the committee, I guess it's the Medical Licensing Committee or Commission, which is comprised of members all appointed by the governor, they found that she violated public disclosure laws, I guess is the best way to put it. They
Privacy.
said that, privacy laws. And interesting enough, I saw a quote from Shalala. She used to be, I think she was a cabinet member under Clinton maybe, but she said that in her opinion, and she was one of the authors of HIPAA, by the way, she said that she didn't violate any privacy laws in her, because she was very careful on what she disclosed.
It was all nameless. She
I kind of
performed the procedure on a 10-year-old rape victim from Ohio. That's
right.
crazy.
The one I was thinking of is like, you're a lawyer, so you know this. Like, there's a lot of privileged information, and we have a very important code of conduct that we have to comply with, right? And so do doctors. So it's like one of those things. Like, I don't see any reason I couldn't say something like, I had a case in which this happened.
Right. Exactly.
Right? And that's similar to, I think, what she was doing.
Exactly.
Saying, I had a patient, and this is the situation.
But her issue was supercharged when she mentioned it. And it was an issue when you're talking about the media was looking for a case like this. The media, when Roe versus Wade was overturned, was looking for the most horrifying examples of why Roe versus Wade made sense. And then when Dr. Bernard mentioned the 10-year-old rape victim from Ohio, that was the issue that the media seized upon.
And the press was able to track down the identity because of someone in Ohio that got charged with raping a 10-year-old.
Right.
So that was like...
They did quick math.
Right. And so
all of a sudden it was like, boom, this is the kid, this is the family, these are the criminal charges. This all came about because Dr. Bernard spoke about it publicly, but it was a lot of sleuthing done after that, right?
Absolutely. Right. And so the finding was she got fined $3,000. She got a letter of reprimand. The board rejected Rokita's two other charges, one alleging that she violated child abuse reporting requirements, and the other is that she is unfit to practice medicine.
But okay, take a step back. So we read very clinical, this is what she got. Okay, case is done, right?
Right.
What we don't realize is when I met Dr. Bernard while I was campaigning, she had private security guards escorting her everywhere, armed security guards escorting her everywhere because she was afraid she was going to be assassinated by the pro-life movement who absolutely despised her. She wouldn't let her picture be printed anywhere because she was afraid her face was going to go out. She was in hiding. And believe me, when I was running for U.S. Senate, of course I wanted to talk to her. She's an Indiana doctor, being persecuted by the Attorney General. I wanted to talk about that issue, and she was afraid.
Couldn't even take a picture with her.
Couldn't even take a picture with her. She was afraid to let anything out.
Well, you got to remember, you don't have to go too far back in the abortion issue in the United States, where doctors who performed abortions were being killed.
Yeah.
And bombed.
That's what she was
and
afraid of.
clinics. And I mean, so it's not
But-
like it's without violence.
But like,
An issue
okay,
without
so
violence.
so for what we don't read in when Kevin talks about what the punishment that was handed out ultimately was, what we don't read is the last year of her life has been absolute hell. You don't read about that. The fact that she probably couldn't sleep at night. The fact that she probably couldn't eat at night. The fact that her and her husband couldn't go out and enjoy themselves and go out, and for a year she had to live in hiding with armed guards around her because of the Indiana Attorney General.
Well, and I think the other
let that sink in for a
right.
second.
Think about that.
The Indiana Attorney General targeted a Hoosier doctor and ruined a year of her life, Kevin. That's the thing that's hard to appreciate. Like, he picked one Hoosier out of 6 million and persecuted her. And for a year, she thought she was going to lose her job. She thought she may be harmed physically because of the Attorney General.
Well, and I think really what General Rokita was effective at was scaring other doctors. You think a doctor that's trying to practice medicine in Indiana is going to want to speak out if this is the
Hell no.
if this is the punishment you get?
It's,
If this
what
is
is the chilling effect?
chilling effect, without a doubt. I mean, and that's something that I thought. I found there were some quotes by the AMA and Shalala, and this is interesting. The AMA published a strongly worded editorial about the case. The president of the AMA, which is the American Medical Association, said it's an example of how harm to patients and our nation's public health, triggered by last year's U.S. Supreme Court decision in Dobbs, continues to expand and worsen. IU Health said it disagreed with the board's findings, and Planned Parenthood described her as a victim of Rokita's politically motivated attacks. Rokita said it was a victory. And he said, and this is
The victory,
interesting.
because what's his perspective of victory?
Exactly.
Kevin? Victory for him, PR-wise.
Sure.
He's on Fox News every
Yeah.
night. That's a victory for him.
And that's why I thought it was kind of interesting, because he kind of characterizes it as a victory and what he was at all along, which I totally, my recollection of where he was on this issue a year ago was totally different. He said, like we have said for a year, this case was about patient privacy and the trust between the doctor and patient that was broken.
That is bullshit.
What if it was your child or your parent or your sibling who was going through a sensitive medical crisis, and the doctor who you thought was on your side ran to the press for political reasons? It was all about...
God, he is the worst.
It was all
He's a bad
about
human.
trying to stop abortion in
Yes,
Indiana.
Yes. He's a bad human being to say that. He's a piece of crap, man. Like, the guy was... And I know his parents, everybody tells me what a nice family he has and all that. It makes me wonder, like, if the guy was raised right, I swear. That's like...
I
that
don't
is-
know. I mean, I got...
What you just said is
I-
absolute bullshit.
I got
He's
nothing
like-
against his parents. I'm just saying...
I'm not saying
I-
I have something against his parents.
I'm just saying,
wonder-
like...
I wonder what the hell
I think
happened.
politically, he just has taken a turn that obviously we don't agree with, and it's just interesting to me that
Do you
that's
think Donald
the
Trump was
tactic.
raised right?
You never know what causes people to be raised a certain way, man, or how they act a certain way. They could be raised. You see people that are raised perfectly, and they
I was
go
raised-
off the deep end.
My
man.
mom did her best. I was raised in a pretty tough environment. Okay, I was raised in a pretty tough situation, but I know right and wrong. I see people that were brought up in normal households, and they're like monsters now. I just don't get it. It's like, how could you be such an uncaring human being?
I mean, but you got to remember the other side of that is like, hey, how could you take the side of killing babies? I mean, that's the other side of that.
He
that's
is
the
trying to
other
ruin
side
that
of this.
doctor's life because she did her job. And she didn't talk about the identity of the person.
I agree.
She said, I had a case, just like you said, Kevin. How many times have you said that in public, Kev? Where you're in public and somebody brings up an issue and you're like, I once had a case about this and this and this.
Mm-hmm.
And the attorney general says, I'm going to take Kevin Smith's law license. I'm going to persecute him to the fullest extent of my office, put him under armed guards for a year, have him fearing every day for the next year that he's going to lose his livelihood. That's
what they did to
your
Dr.
attorney
Bernard.
general.
That's what he did
That's
to
your
Dr.
attorney
Bernard.
general, Todd Rokita. A freaking monster, dude. He's a monster.
I
So
think
can
Dr.
she
Bernard would
sue
agree
him?
with you. She has, and that's the weird thing. She did sue him, and I read something that she was trying to dismiss the case for some reason, and then Rokita's like, no, I want it to keep going. He wants his day in court. So I was like, wow.
You know why? Because he wants to be on Fox News. Todd Rokita is all about the pub.
Well, he did go down to the border. Remember that trip?
Yeah? The attorney general of Indiana made a trip to the border to go and
Southern border of Indiana.
Yeah,
Southern
yeah,
border, also
right?
known as the southern
He
border of
did.
the United States.
By the way, Jill, he did it exactly at the same time that Trump was down there and for a rally. So our attorney
Trump called him
general,
out.
Trump called him out in the
Rokita.
audience.
Rokita. That's
Todd,
good, John.
Todd left Indiana to go to a Trump rally using Indiana taxpayer funds and said, I'm going to the border to investigate what's going on there. So we paid for his trip to go to a Trump rally.
Although he said he paid for it on campaign funds, I think. So
he
it's
also lied about Dr. Bernard, so I don't trust a damn thing Todd Rokita says. He does, man. He's a liar. He's a lying attorney general.
He's not. Keep his letter right here. All right, let's do some ads. Come back. We're going to talk about Texas. Talking about crazy. We just got done talking about Texas with Todd Rokita.
We got
We're going to keep it going.
By the way, I got
Texas.
I got a couple more Texas stories in the hopper.
Yeah.
Not for today.
This
Texas is going to be in the crosshairs of Lockpod for the next
kind of like the
couple
sub
shows.
story of this season will be Texas.
Yeah, you thought Lake County politics was interesting.
Whoa.
We're going to get into Texas here.
Yeah,
in a second.
Texas.
Texican Republican politics
Holy.
is crazy.
Bug Guy Pest Control. Warmer weathers mean unwanted guests such as ants, spiders, wasps, mosquitoes, and much more. Shut down their party before they get started. A comprehensive pest plan from the Bug Guy will help you enjoy the great outdoors as well as the indoors all summer long. To solve your pest problem or start a preventative plan, call the Bug Guy today and tell the pests he's on the way. Call Brian at 219-810-7481.
Brian is coming out to my home tomorrow.
Nice.
I would get on it because he is busy. 219-810-7481, Bug Guy. Calumet Brewing. Whether you're on the golf course or just spending a day in the sun, Michelob Ultra with only 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, and 4.2% ABV is the perfect beer for a summer day. Michelob Ultra brews a light lager that's worth every single sip. So no matter if you're kicking back after a long workout, a pickup game at the park, or a day out on the fairways, you're sure to enjoy this great light beer. Just don't drink it, enjoy it. Stay tuned for a Lockpod exclusive golf bag giveaway. I wish I could
It's a
grab
bead.
that
Isn't that old?
bag, but oh no.
Oh.
This is the one that we are giving away.
Oh, okay.
Details coming when Steve gets around to it. You can also head over to the Michelob Ultra websites and social media pages for details on this great family of beers. Enjoy the Ultra lifestyle with beers and cheers responsibly. I'm going to while Tom's reading Jill's reading Powering America, I'm going to grab the
So
bag and show
after
it
golf
off.
season is what you're saying.
Yeah.
This winter.
He'll get that done when Vesmar gets his chat GPT girlfriend. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were going to do that
Replica.
this weekend, but it didn't happen.
Really?
So patriotic.
If you did that on Memorial Day weekend, that would be very weird.
Look at that. Beautiful.
This
You know,
is
what are
the
you gonna
bag
do
that
for-
Tom's going to win.
There's
Oh, I
still
was talking about the
plastic on it.
replica girlfriend. What are you doing this weekend? Golfing? What are you doing? I'm getting a replica girlfriend. Chat GPT.
AI girlfriend.
AI.
Hey, girlfriend, we're going to hang out all weekend.
That's coming in the second part of this season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stay tuned.
We're there.
We're in the
We're already
second
there.
part. Yeah.
Jill.
Powering America. Looking for a new career in 2023? Earn a competitive wage while you gain valuable hands-on experience as an electrician. Did we mention employer-paid benefits including health insurance, pension, and an annuity? If so, visit jact697.org, sponsored by Powering America.
Jacked. 697.org. Byway Brewing. Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious tap room and an outside patio. Our brewing equipment offers a unique backdrop for your private events like weddings, reunions, or corporate parties. Byway is conveniently located just off 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Come on by and enjoy Byway's award-winning beers and unbeatable menu. For more information, check out bywaybrewing.beer.
Cantrell and Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured or in trouble with the law? Give us a call and schedule your consultation today with somebody who is in court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-5544-LAW or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you.
So,
Thank you to our sponsors. But I got a question.
what?
You know, thank you, Jill, for coming in on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Lindsay
fuck,
has
it's Tuesday?
blown us off 2 Tuesdays in a row.
I think Lindsay's done for
Was
the
Lindsay...
season.
Where's Lindsay at your cookout?
No. Lindsay's,
John?
I think Lindsay's done for the season.
I
man.
think
Lindsay was
blown-
not at my cookout either.
No,
I
honestly,
think Lindsay's
no,
she
she's
mad
on-
at you?
no, she's on some like back shift, man. She this is her sleep time, and she literally gets off at in 6 a.m. or something.
Jill,
Dang.
start setting your alarm on Tuesdays.
Yep.
God.
All right.
We're going to have to get her a Taylor Swift ticket. I mean, to be
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's pissed.
What are you
Maybe
doing
the
this Friday?
dead.
You want to go see Taylor?
She's not coming this
Chicago
week.
this Friday?
Is it this week?
It is.
Oh my
What?
God.
It's also triathlon weekend, so that's a no-go for me.
Oh,
Wow.
Wait. You're telling me
You
if
could do Sunday.
we gave you a Taylor Swift ticket,
She would
you
go.
would not go because of the triathlon?
I usually get stuck there, so I don't think I would physically be able to.
Wait, but the triathlon's in the
Sunday.
morning.
Taylor's got 3 shows.
Yes. How about
Kevin.
Sunday?
Do you?
That would be a nice gift to give Jill
That
because she
would
comes
be.
in there.
Yeah.
Just one ticket.
Yes.
Yes,
Behind the, I mean,
Yes.
yeah,
Dude, you freaking high?
It'll be. It's gonna be behind
Your
the
one
stage.
ticket will be more than all of our dead
In the
tickets put
parking lot.
together.
We're just gonna buy
Behind the
parking
stage, right?
passes.
Yeah, behind
you
it.
can sit in your car and listen.
Behind the stage for sure, Kevin. Dude, they have. We talked about. They have TVs back there.
Yeah, Jill, send us some video. It's just the,
Right?
It's just the screen.
We have to send Jill, our Lockpod correspondent.
You would
Taylor
still
Swift.
love it, right, Jill? Even if you were behind the stage.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
All right, that's it.
Steve, get on it.
Steve.
Steve, get
You'll
on
be
it.
stuck with.
Wait till
Lockpod.
prices go
Don't
down,
be bitching.
Steve.
You'll be here until season freaking 12. Don't be bitching. This is your
What
your
season
contract.
are we in?
We're at season 9.
Amazingly.
It's a 1-year commitment.
Yeah.
Be careful what
A
you
1-year
accept.
contract.
You just
We all
doubled my
thought we'd be done in a
commitment
month.
5
Yeah.
minutes ago.
We're like negotiating your contract on the air.
Congratulations, Jill.
Hey, Texas Speaker of the House was drunk at work. What's the big
Allegedly.
deal? What's the big deal? Like he's getting impeached for this?
This is so amazing. Like it started. We talked about this story maybe John, week 10 days ago.
Yes.
And like it was just about like two guys kind of bitching at each other. Like, oh, you're drunk. Oh, you're corrupt.
Yeah.
And now it's like become like the guy's impeached. There's like
Dude, this
talk
story
of
has everything.
bribes, corruption,
Sex.
Oh
Yes,
my God!
it's got everything.
Tell me all
Dairy
about
Queen,
this.
God.
Dairy Queen.
Yes.
Dairy Queen
Dairy
and sex
Queen's involved,
Oh
and
my
God.
All right,
Let's
need to
play this video.
we
This
need
is
to learn
how it
about this.
started. This is the only thing and Trump's
This is
involved
So who
now.
is this?
Wait,
Who
wait.
is this?
So this is Phelan. This is Representative Phelan. I think that's how you pronounce it. Phelan. He is the Speaker of the Texas House, and he
big
has
shot.
been alleged by Trump to be a rhino.
Republican.
The amendment is acceptable to the author. Is there objection to the opposite amendment? The chair has none. The amendment is adopted.
Did he have a stroke?
What?
Hold on.
The chair recognizes Mr. Johnson of Harris. Mr. Johnson of Harris to speak in opposition to the bill.
Oh my God!
So
I need closed captions.
He's on pills. Those are pills.
something.
That's pills. That's pills and booze.
Also, anything from Texas, I need you to be wearing a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
In the house?
In the house, yeah.
I think they probably do.
100%.
I think there's guys in the House.
In the House of
I
Representatives.
guarantee
I don't
there's
think
guys
you-
who wear cowboy hats in Texas
So
House.
if I'm a baseball fan, I could wear my baseball hat in the house?
I'm just saying, I think it's
No, you
acceptable
take your
in
hat
Texas.
off.
culture.
Dude,
It's culture.
You take your hat off when you go in
If
the house.
anybody knows
are
on
cowboys.
chat
These
whether
are
or not
cowboys.
you can wear the hat,
You
the
don't know-
hat in the Texas
you don't know
House.
the cowboy code like I do.
I don't know cowboy etiquette.
I know the cowboy code.
I think you can wear
When
your
you
hat.
walk in, the cowboy code says take off the cowboy hat. You
In-
can leave
maybe
the
in
boots
front
on.
of a, you know,
Don't
like
spit in the house either. You used to be able to do that. Not anymore.
No
Nope.
spitting.
No spittoons.
So
The cowboy code. I know the cowboy code.
I think you're right about
I watched
that.
Yellowstone a couple times.
This whole thing, John,
Well,
right?
Kevin, a week ago, this is all we knew. Just
Right.
This video.
We were like, oh, this is funny. The Texas.
Then I saw this.
What's this? Could you read it, John?
All of a sudden, Trump's involved.
Oh, gotcha.
Like, what is Trump doing in this Texas bickering?
You want me to read it?
I mean, sure.
This is Donald Trump speaking.
on Truth Social.
The Rhino Speaker of the House of Texas, Dade Phelan, who is barely a Republican at all and failed to test on voter integrity, wants to impeach one of the most hardworking and effective attorney generals in the United States, Ken Paxton, who just won re-election with a large number of American patriots strongly voting for him. You would think that any issue would have been fully adjudicated by the voters of Texas. That's a long-ass word, by the way.
Well, adjudicate?
Adjudicate?
He doesn't
Dude, that's
know that word.
way above
He
his
didn't write
voters'
that.
intelligence level, except for John. Sorry, John. Especially when their vote was so conclusive.
I got the next
So hold
section.
on there.
I got the
Hold
next
on.
paragraph.
So let's go through it. I want to talk about that a little bit. First of all, he says he failed to test the voter integrity. What he means by that is Dade Phelan, the Speaker of the House, would not go along with the vote. The election was stolen. Okay, that's what he means by that.
Right.
Secondly, he's using code words for American patriots. He loves to use that.
Right.
Um,
And adjudicated is a long word.
Yeah, and then he's
Yeah.
saying, I think it's interesting that he goes, he says that his election was stolen, but that Ken Paxton won fairly with no problem with the election. So
Okay, John, you have to do it in Trump
no
voice.
issue with Ken Paxton.
You got to do it in Trump voice, though.
I love Texas.
That's better.
No one loves Texas more than me. Won it twice in landslides.
That sounds like it. Are you using a Texas accent there? It sounds like you had a southern drawl.
Giddy
And
up.
watched as many other friends, including Ken Paxton, came along with me. Hopefully, Republicans in Texas House will agree that this is very unfair process that should not be allowed to happen or proceed. I will fight you if it does. What?
What?
There
I will
he is.
fight.
There he
By
is.
you like
He's
Bam!
back.
like a duel in cowboy etiquette. I mean,
love
like
it.
a
In
standoff?
cowboy etiquette, yeah.
A duel?
Yeah, cowboy etiquette.
10
yeah.
steps?
It's
That
the
is-
radical left.
Of course.
Quick draw.
Democrats, rhinos, criminals that never stop.
Rhinos, Democrats, and
the
criminals.
Radical left Democrats.
I'm
rhinos,
included
and
in that
criminals.
group. I'm a Democrat.
All
right.
caps. Election interference.
Oh.
Free Ken Paxton. Let them wait for the next election.
Wow. Okay, so Donald Trump jumps into. So we have a drunk Speaker of the House. We have a Attorney General under indictment. And
Attorney General under indictment listen to this, since 2017.
Okay.
Wait,
There's
why
been
is he under indictment?
a securities allegation. It's the craziest thing. They said that he was selling securities without disclosing that he was going to benefit from it. He got indicted by a grand jury in 2017, and literally the case has been up and down through, I think, 7 different judges. There's a big fight over whether the special prosecutors that were appointed can get paid, and they were denied getting paid at $300 an hour by the Supreme Court, or maybe the highest criminal court of appeals in Texas, because they split their appellate courts there between civil and criminal. And that's been a fight for 7 years. The guy hasn't gone to trial. 7 years.
wow. Okay, so
That's
we
the
have
table.
So
we have an
wait,
indicted
why?
AG, an
Yes.
indicted former president, a drunk Speaker of the House. No, Joe, what'd you have? I'm sorry.
What else?
I still don't know what he's indicted for.
He's indicted
Securities
for
crimes.
benefiting from the sale
Yeah.
of stocks.
And
Gotcha.
interestingly enough,
Gotcha. That's
Right.
all you had to say, Kevin.
Tom, interestingly enough, the federal SEC brought a civil claim, and he was acquitted on that
Okay.
or it's thrown out by a federal judge.
So he's facing state security
security
which
charges.
sounds bullshit. Let's be honest. Especially he's the Attorney General, and you don't have that very often. Where
it's weird.
like if Todd Rokita got indicted by a Lake County grand jury in a state level indictment, I imagine it would
Also
get
would be
complicated.
weird.
It would get complicated in the legal process. If it was federal, it'd be a lot more clear cut. Won't you agree?
Yeah, because they're saying the attorney general represents all these
Right,
judges,
right.
And so what judge
Right.
can? Right, it's all
It
it's
sounds
very
political.
complicated.
Okay.
Very
There's
complicated.
also accusations that this AG went easy on a businessman who helped him with
Yep.
work at his house.
It had work at his house, right?
So
Yeah.
fast forward, that's what's going on now. That's like the precursor for where we're at now in the Texas House.
Okay.
And with and John, there's an impeachment committee, right? That
Yeah.
heard all this information
impeaching the
about
AG.
impeaching the AG, Paxton. Ken
But what about
Paxton,
the drunk-
Who's a big Trumper?
What
by
about
way.
the drunk Speaker of the House?
Yeah, what about that's on video? I mean, that's
Yeah.
But, like,
I
it's
mean,
not
what's that
illegal
gonna
to be
It's like
drunk.
going to be an ethics violation or
It's
something.
not illegal to be drunk.
It is not.
It's illegal to have people working in your backyard for free if you're an elected official.
And they're saying that this woman that he was having an affair with was doing interior
Who?
design.
Who's having an
Paxton,
affair?
I'm sorry, the AG.
Paxton is the AG.
Yeah.
Paxton
Allegedly.
is the AG who's under indictment,
Right.
who Trump loves, who's also under indictment. Paxton is having the AG is having an affair with.
Some woman who's somehow related to this businessman that John related to that John mentioned that is one of his that he keeps going to bat for.
Yeah.
Keeps going to bat for. There's also a 3.3
But that's not
million-
illegal either.
It's not necessarily
Like having
no.
an affair is not illegal.
Not illegal, although they
Right.
said it's going to hurt him with his base. But again, that's just
Right.
voting. That's election.
So you're
That's
talking
not-
politics.
Sure.
Because people have affairs and they don't go to prison for it.
They
So-
do not.
Gotcha.
Right. So then there's all this. There's all these allegations. It's a 23 count indictment for impeachment. I shouldn't say indictment. Impeachment articles. The House, which is majority Republican, over the weekend voted 121 to 23 in favor of impeachment.
Wow.
121 to 23.
And it's like super majority Republican.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that'd be like, the Indiana House, which is 60 to, let's call it 70-30 Republican. It'd be like them voting 81 to 19 or something.
Right.
Similar, right? So it's a big fight between Republicans in Texas. Big fight.
and it seems like it's Trumpers versus traditional
Right,
correct.
Republicans, right? This is what
Correct.
it boils down to.
So, like-
yet again, Republicans fighting with each other.
So, John, if my dad decided to make a comeback, and he's not, but if my dad decided to make a comeback in the Republican Party, he'd be a rhino, right?
I don't know.
He would be.
He would be? Okay.
I imagine, right? You have to if you're a Republican running and you don't agree that Donald Trump won the last election, you're a rhino, right, Kev? Anybody?
I would call your dad a
No,
more
I don't think
traditional
that's-
Republican.
Which is a rhino,
I would
right?
say he's more aligned with Quayle
Ronald Reagan.
and Bush.
Ronald
and
Reagan,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means you're a rhino.
There's not a lot of room for those folks right now in the Republican Party, according to the Trumpers. And I noticed that
Liz Cheney.
Jeb Bush's son is trying to kind of get back into Texas politics, and it's almost impossible.
How about
for
Liz
him,
Cheney?
which is
How'd that work out?
crazy.
Liz Cheney.
Yeah.
Cheney is the
Cheney.
last name
Mhm.
of the Vice President of the United States that was working under
Bush. Under Nixon,
who
he was a huge thing under Nixon.
Bush family had the presidency for 3 terms. Cheney was there for 2 of the 3 terms. Liz Cheney runs for U.S. House and gets basically run out of office.
Yeah, roundly defeated.
She's a Republican in name only.
Yeah,
Rhino.
so this is like
if you're not with
in
Trump,
re-
you're a rhino.
in real time. This is what's happening in Texas. I mean, there was an allegation that at a Dairy Queen, the CEO of this company called Severgy reportedly said that God had directed him to give Paxton 100,000 shares of the company stock.
Nice.
Hard to argue with God.
Yeah.
Wait, what does Dairy Queen have to do
Well,
with
that
it?
just happened at a Dairy Queen.
Oh,
apparently.
I was like,
Much less
I was like
interesting.
100,000 shares of a Dairy Queen. That's a
Well, and some Republicans in Texas are saying, why are you giving this issue to Democrats on a silver platter? Like, why are we impeaching this Republican? But it is a fight between, like you said, traditional Republicans or what people say are traditional Republicans.
So the House Speaker, though, he's just drunk.
Well, he's kind of sitting back in this whole thing. I read an article that said during the debate, which was like hours long on the House floor, that he just kind of sat back and let it all happen, and then they voted for impeachment. Now, the interesting thing is it has to go before the Senate now. And to get impeachment, to convict him of the impeachment articles, all 12 Democratic senators, along with 9 Republican senators, would be needed to get the two-thirds vote. Interestingly, Ken Paxton's wife is one of the senators.
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
right?
that's crazy.
Is that crazy? So that's happening. They said they're
What
going to
if
have
she
a trial.
voted yes to impeach?
She's still pissed.
Well, they're sitting there talking about he has a girlfriend and stuff like
Exactly.
that. That's probably one vote that's on the fence right now, depending on how that works out.
It says he's a Christian man who cherishes family values.
Don't they all?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just a reminder, these are Republicans, exactly. The Christian value thing. Yeah.
So that's going to come out too.
Hey, I noticed that Senator Lindsey Graham, senator from
South Carolina.
South Carolina, flew to Ukraine. I saw him on the news.
He was
this
with
weekend.
Zelensky.
He was with President Zelensky, speaking I thought it was great what was coming out of Senator Graham's mouth. I thought that's the kind of stuff that Republican leadership should be doing, saying we're strongly with Ukraine and, whatever it takes to make sure that, Russia doesn't get away with what they're doing right now. I thought Senator Graham, I'm not a huge fan. I thought that was America first, which I enjoy.
Yeah, and I think I've said this before on several podcasts this season, is that the Republican senators and House members that understand foreign policy, that are on the foreign policy committees, seem to be roundly in favor of supporting Ukraine to the, as much as needed, and that Putin's a menace. And I think those Republicans and Democrats that understand that are students of history, understand that if Ukraine falls, who knows what falls next. You got Poland right there, Hungary, things like that. So Romania, Bulgaria, Moldova, whatever. And I think the interesting thing about this is that, I'm with you, Tom. Lindsey Graham I'm not a fan of his, but he's right on this issue. He's absolutely right. And this is crazy what the Russians did after this.
So are you playing the tape, John?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is what Russian TV, I think, put out.
Free or die.
Free or die.
Now you are free,
Yes.
and we will be.
And the Russians are dying.
It's the best money we've ever spent.
So they
cut, right.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say they clipped that together, and that's what showed on Russian TV.
Well, it's basically saying, could you repeat again if they didn't catch it? Because you and I are sitting there reading it.
Yeah, you want to play that again, John? It said the Russians are dying, and it's the best money we ever spent, is basically what
Free
it
or
said.
die.
Free or die.
Now you are free,
Yes.
and we will be.
And the Russians are dying.
It's the best money we've ever spent.
Oh, my God.
Thank you so much.
No,
So basically, the Russians take different parts of the conversation, and basically, President Zelensky says, and now the Russians are dying, and then Lindsey Graham says it's the best money we ever spent, talking about America sending money to Ukraine to kill Russians.
Weapons and things like that, yeah. So then the Russian Interior Ministry issued an arrest warrant for Lindsey Graham. Wow. And I heard something say that he was, John, did you hear the same thing? That they were saying that there was a call for his assassination or something?
I didn't see that. That's crazy, man.
Nuts.
Wow.
So, Lindsey Graham.
Whatever happened to the days of like Hillary pressing the big red button? Like, we're resetting our relationship with Russia. You know what? I mean, and now you've got Lindsey Graham, a Republican, saying Russians are dying. Best money we've ever spent.
Well, even you don't have to go too far back to where President Obama, President Trump, they met with Putin. I mean, now they're kicked out of they're kicked out of the G8. I mean, he's become a pariah.
Russia's not our friend. You're talking
You've
the wrong
said
guy.
that so many times. You know that from being in the Navy. You said that.
They have nuclear submarines off the coast of Washington, D.C., off the coast of Savannah, Georgia, off the coast of Florida, waiting to annihilate our country right now. And they've been there since I left the Navy in 1994. They have each submarine they have off the coast of America has enough ballistic missiles to kill 25 million people probably. Each submarine. They could annihilate our country, and they have them off our coast right now. So, like, I don't know who the hell thinks Russia's our friend, but you don't understand the facts if that's the case, in my opinion, because China when I was in the Navy, was nowhere to be found. Russia was everywhere. And I don't think, I think China's more of a presence now since I've left.
Well, like you said, they're more of an economic enemy at this point.
Well, China's got
even though they're starting to come up,
China's
I think,
Navy's
militarily, yeah.
I think China's Navy's almost about to surpass the
That's
American
crazy.
Navy.
And those bases they're building in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I think the thing with China is going to be what happens if they go after Taiwan. Then we've got a big decision to make.
Well, we had a big decision to make on the islands that they popped up in the middle of the South China Sea. That's not, we didn't do anything, which is weak, because we're afraid of confronting China because we're so reliant on them. I mean, where the hell are we going to get our iPhones if we confront China? I mean, that's really
That's a good point.
I'm not just talking iPhones
We're
either.
economically
Where's your
tied.
Tesla going to be made? Where's the minerals for the batteries that goes in Tesla?
Where's our money that we get loans on going to come
Right.
from?
Right.
I mean, we're biggest
if China
debtor.
stops buying our debt, all of a sudden our interest rates shoot up, and then everybody's pissed off because your homes are more expensive.
And maybe that's a reason for, looking at the other way, maybe that's a reason for China to be careful too, because they're making money off the U.S. It's a big economic partner.
Yeah.
So it goes both ways. Hopefully. I don't want to see us in a war with China.
I don't know. But anyway,
that's it.
Let's leave you like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like on a bright note. We're going to war. We're going to war.
No, that's next time.
Okay.
We're going to kick that over.
Yeah. So
Ted Cruz tweeted about that. I don't know if you saw it.
Uganda?
Yeah.
By the way, Ted Cruz also tweeted in favor of Paxton, just like Trump did.
Whoa.
Yeah.
He falls in line pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
But
after Trump called his dad an assassin of John Kennedy
and his
wife a pig.
Oh my God, dude.
We're buddies. I mean, could you imagine? First of all, no one would call Marissa a pig. Okay, number one. But if that happened, could you imagine? Like,
if I befriended
the guy like years down the road or a couple years, at any time.
I'm like, man, he's such a great guy,
Oh,
Marissa.
He was kidding.
Yeah, he's such a great guy, Marissa. That's Trump. He's a great guy, right? And then Marisa'd be like, he called me a pig, and you're like, yeah, yeah.
That wouldn't roll.
Ted ain't getting no love from honey.
No. Wow, who knows?
He ain't getting no honey. Thanks for filling in, Joe. Good to see you again.
Hey.
We're going to get you that iPad.
And Taylor Swift ticket.
Can't wait.
Behind the stage.
And the obstructed view Taylor Swift ticket. We're on it. And you'll be obligated.
Obstructed view ticket.
It's still like 3 G's, dude.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, Jay Vaz, good to see you.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. Kevin Smith, thank you. And to everybody that listens to iPod every week, we appreciate you. We're coming back on Friday. Who's our guest on Friday? Is it?
Oh, it's a big one.
WJLB?
Oh.
It's Jed, isn't it?
Yes.
Is that Friday?
Is that Friday?
It is.
Yes.
Here we go.
Hey, we're going to be on.
Oh, shit.
Breaking Lockpod news. Jim Deedlow of WJOB will be the guest on Friday's Lockpod. Tune in.
Isn't that crazy?
7:30.
I can't believe that's happening.
Because for those of you that don't realize, when this show started, there was a lot of
acrimony.
There was some bad blood between our former hosts. What I mean is the former host station. Kevin and I had a show on WJB for a lot of years, and then we abruptly left, and we came over here and we started Lockpod.
Did you just throw in that Taylor Swift song just out of?
Which I don't know the Taylor Swift song other than the
he
one.
Did? What did he say?
Bad
It's
blood.
me.
No,
Bad blood.
I'm the problem. It's me.
Oh.
just go with it.
Bad
Did you know
blood.
that you said Bad Blood? That's a Taylor
Just
Swift
go
song.
with it.
Got
Well
bad
done.
blood.
Oh,
You
I
know
do
the
know
song,
that
John?
song.
Yeah, I know
not.
that song.
I do know that song.
Oh, look at all these songs you guys know.
I'm a Swiftie.
They are bigger than the Beatles. She is.
I'm sold.
So Jim Deedlow is going to be on the show on Friday,
So
which
tune
will
in.
be
Should be
interesting. In studio,
Yes.
getting interviewed. He's always the one interviewing. He's a good guest. For those of you that aren't familiar, I know we have a lot of people
That'll be a lot of fun.
that aren't in the region. He's a radio personality here. He's used to being the one interviewing. He's going to be the one getting.
I want to know what he
interviewed.
thinks about your stock pick of the season.
Oh yeah,
What he thinks about the
I'm
S&P.
getting my butt kicked right now.
All right.
Okay.
Friday.
All right. See you guys on Friday with Jim Deedlow as our special guest. Other than that, we are out. Enjoy the week. It's going to be beautiful and hot. Take care, everybody. Drink your liquids. Lockpod's out.